The Detroit Race Riot of 1967 by Mitchell Bunn and Bobby Brandon.
The riot started in 1967 when police went to arrest people at an after-hours drinking club. When they got there were 82 people at the club when the police were expecting much less. They called for backup and arrested most of the people.
Outraged by the police's arrests, citizens broke into a store across the street. People were fighting in the street and looting nearby stores.
Violence quickly escalated, and soon looting and fires were on the east side of Detroit.
The Detroit police did their best to try to stop the riots, but their efforts were useless against the constantly growing mob.
48 hours after the violence started, the National Guard was called into Detroit to help contain the riot. Even with the help of the military, the violence continued to escalate.
Governor Romney requested federal troops, and 4,700 were brought to Selfridge Air Force Base in Detroit from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and Fort Campbell, Kentucky. They did not stop the riot, and it only stopped after rage died out.
The cost in property damage was the highest of any riot in United States history up until that time. The final amount exceeded $45 million. 2,509 stores were either looted or burned to the ground.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. refused to go to Detroit during the riot, stating, "I am not a fireman. My role is to keep the fires from starting."
After the smoke had cleared, the citizens of Detroit knew they had just survived the largest riot of the 1960s. The death toll reached 43 people. Jerome Alshove was the only policeman killed in the riot.
467 people were injured, and 7,231 people were arrested over the 5 days. Albert Robinson was among the dead. He died after police opened fire on a group of snipers.
That is the end of this video. Please watch the follow-up video listed below and in the description.